And we are back. Appreciate y'all tapping in with us on this lovely edition of the Doin Alright podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Man, Brian, we talking about the Vikings, man. It's this time of week we talking about the opponent there. And man, Brian, we was talking about the Vikings offense. We was sitting back. We was making jokes.
Yeah.
We was kicking it. You know what I mean? It was like, hey, man, Flus. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, Brian, man, this is a Vikings defense that'll make you ungrateful for what you do at home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Make you jealous.
Man, we talk about continuity. We talk about building. We talk about Jerry not wanting to hire too many brand new coaches, Brian.
Right.
You know, you look at Flus's scheme and kind of have a conversation about that and go, well, maybe continuity will help his scheme.
Right.
And then I watch Flores and how he schemes stuff. I say, man, that's a scheme I want to build around right there. I want continuity in that scheme. You know, you can see some of the different things there. Brian Flores does some incredible things to mess over the quarterback. Quarterbacks don't really have big days on them like that. You can kind of run against them a little bit, but man, if they hunker down and have a good day and run defense, they'll give you a hard time doing that.
Right.
Bryan Broaddus. It's interesting, right? I'm looking at them, Brian, and I'm like, man, they got some names up there that I recognize, but they got a lot of people I don't know.
Yeah.
What they don't have is a whole bunch of superstars on their team. They ain't got like these big, day killers. You know what I'm saying? Some guy that'll just ruin your day. But they're a group of dudes that play together real well.
They do a good job
Even
of that.
if you look at the names you recognize, like Jonathan Allen ain't Jonathan Allen from 5 or so years ago.
Sure.
He's a cool player. But, Brian, I'm just looking at Flores and how he's getting down. And, man, I think you're going to have to bring your lunch pail to this one. I want to start here, Brian. Let me just get this. Man, I don't know if I want to roll Nate Thomas out versus these characters, Brian.
Yeah.
I don't know if Nate's... And look, man, Nate's going to have to grow at some point, but I'm looking forward to Nate as a one-day swing guy. I ain't really trying to... You know what I mean? I think you definitely need Tyler Guyton back for the onslaught that you about to run into. And not even from just a skill... situation or whatever, but like they're gonna do a bunch of weird stuff to where you just want the dude that's been playing more reps in there. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of where I want Guyton at with it. Brian, do you have an injury update? That golden phone in there. You have an injury update on our guy Tyler Guyton as we prep for this ridiculous Vikings defense?
Yeah, he's making progress, Voch, but we'll have to see how much progress. They're basically they're 2 weeks and then a few days away from him, the injury that, how he's been dealing with this injury. So now they're trying to kind of get him into a right spot. He's actually dealing with an injury that's on top of another injury. So that's making it a little bit more challenging for this football team, Voch. So right now, I would think, as it looks, that you're looking at a situation where you're going to get Nate Thomas once more, probably at left tackle. Just from visiting some folks in the organization about it, that they feel like he's making progress, but not to the point where he is going to be likely available for you this week.
That's a damn shame. Let me get this damn phone off.
Yeah.
Positive news for me, Brian. Brian, the Vikings going to offer something strange to you.
Yeah.
And I really want to give them their due today. Normally, we'll talk about a team for about 10 minutes and get on out of here. But, Brian, I think this is going to require a lot. Styles make fights.
Okay.
Matchups are important, Brian.
Right.
This is a defense that likes to blitz.
Yes.
You got a quarterback that's real good versus the blitz.
You do.
That's a start.
That's a help.
We normally see teams, when they blitz, it's cover 0, cover 1. Those are man looks. And normally if a team plays cover 1, they normally play a bunch of cover 3 because they like to walk the safety down and make the looks look similar, right? Flores and them like to operate some of their blitzes with zone looks.
They do.
So that's one interesting thing, to where not only does Dak have to be sharp, but his receivers have to be sharp because the ball could be coming out a little more quicker.
Right.
And it may have a different look to it. Cool. Brian, you would say, all right, well, let's run the ball a little bit. I think you can run the ball a little bit.
Right.
But it's the problem though, Brian. You know, the Cowboys been having some issues with them odd fronts. You know what I mean? If y'all remember, we talked about odd fronts, the 3 down linemen or like 5 down linemen. It's an odd number, it's an odd front. They run that little 3-4 looking look, Brian, with Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave, and this cat I ain't never heard of named Jalen Redmond that's out there whooping feet, Brian. I wish we could have a strange character just pop up, surprise us with a fantastic play. Brian, they got some good linebackers too, man. They got some good pass rushers and stuff, Brian. And you say we compromised at left tackle there, Brian. Let me say, they do a good job with pass defense. I think that's because of the pressure packages that they can put together. They got some corners that I think you can attack.
Yes.
I don't think Isaiah Rodgers is all that good. Byron Murphy can play, but I've seen teams go after Byron Murphy.
Absolutely, yeah.
Similar in the way that, you know, we talk about the Chiefs, they'll go after McDuffie.
Right.
Their best guy, they'll go after him.
Absolutely.
So this is what I think the game plan is, Broaddus. You need your quarterback, your offensive line, and your running back to be on their P's and Q's in terms of pass protection. Brian, something I may even want the Cowboys do is to line up in a little 12 personnel maybe.
Try and balance them. Balance them
out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then max block everything up front, protect everything up front. I'll take less receivers. Give me the time.
Right.
Give me the time.
Right.
Because if you let these guys get after you, they're going to blitz you. They're going to get pressure. And they're actually good enough to beat your guys one-on-one.
Yeah.
Like Jalen Redmond wins one-on-ones. Hargrave wins one-on-one. They even blitz those linebackers, Wilson and Cashman and Van Ginkel and all those guys, Grenard, Brian. You block those dudes up front, I think you can have a day versus those DBs. Are we on the same page?
No, we are on the same page because what I believe, this to me, Voch, this is one of the most coordinated looks that turn into blitzing that the Cowboys have seen, and maybe the one, I mean, for a while. Brian Flores has an idea of how to create free rushers. That is big. Yeah. You know, we've seen where teams even look. You know, we get mad at Matt Eberflus, and at times rightfully so. And Voch and I were laughing about it in the pre-show that we had, where we were saying, "Hey, you look at Minnesota's blitz package as compared to how Dallas's blitz package looks, and how they're able to create free rushers." And it's the picks, it's the twists, it's a lot of creativity up front. And you're absolutely right. What's going to happen is they are going to test Dallas's ability to identify and also to pick up. And that's the challenge. That's going to be pre-snap. That's going to be as it happens. There are a lot of times where they are going to have guys in their odd front walking around. They're going to have a lot of guys standing up. They're going to have guys that are going to blitz and try and pick to get another guy home. And there might be the coverage is not always disguised, but nobody drops out of the line of scrimmage more than the Vikings. When they're going to show you something, they're going to walk up, Voch, and they're going to show you mug. Yep. Like they're going to show you inside, linebackers inside. They're going to show you guys walked up on the safety. Yes. Yeah, they're going to show you safety. Hunter Smith, when he walked down there. They're going to be all around there. But nobody in the league shows it and drops more than the Vikings. So they're trying to pre-snap, confuse your blocking scheme, confuse your quarterback. I was watching the game against Cincinnati, Voch, where all of a sudden, you know, the Browning, the quarterback for Cincinnati, they show him a look. They walk into a look, and then he checks the look. They walk out and then walk into a third look. Yeah. So within the time of the play clock going down, they changed their look twice on Browning to try and get, and they did. What happened? They get a sack.
For sure.
So that's what you're going to be dealing with in this football game. You're going to be dealing with a team that likes to come with some with creativity with the looks, and they're going to try and get you to check to something that you think you're going to be good in, and then give you something completely different. This defense is really a lot of fun to watch when it comes to that regard.
It's like when Flus wants to pressure you, all right, we're just going to run James through B gap.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Yeah,
Shamar James.
yeah.
All right, Shamar James just run like
just try and get home. Yeah,
that's his.
Yeah.
Flores will take you all the way to the snap of the football.
He will.
He'll slant the fronts and pin guys down. He'll pin a guy to keep you from passing guys along.
Right.
And they'll really sacrifice themselves in that way. They'll loop a dude all the way from the other side and get a guy free. You can't hold the ball.
No.
You can't miss. Your running back got to be on the same page.
Absolutely.
As the offensive line.
Absolutely.
Brian. It's frustrating to watch. But boy, Jerry, put the brown paper bag full of money on the table for Brian Flores, man. If you bring that guy up in here, Brian, I was just so. Because I've been watching Cowboy defense all year, man. You know what I mean? I've been watching them all year.
Yeah.
I'm looking at his defense, and he's making guys I've never heard of. Like Jalen Redmond's playing great.
Yeah.
Eric Wilson, like I was looking for Ivan Pace.
Yeah.
Turns out he's been missing tackles, so they benched him.
Yeah,
Just
that's been a little bit of some problems for these guys too. Some of the missed tackles. You played against Detroit, who was one of the best in the league.
Sure.
This is one of those teams that's had some struggles.
And just some miscellaneous character I never heard of. Eric Wilson just shows up and plays great for him.
Yeah.
And he gets sacks. They blitz him and they run him around.
Yeah.
And all this kind of stuff.
Dallas Turner playing well for them
Dallas
too.
Turner
He was a
playing well.
first round pick.
Josh Metellus, they'll blitz him as well, walk him down, blitz him. Brian, I say, man, I got Tyrion Ingram Dawkins. He was a draft guy we all looked at. I got ungrateful, Brian. I got ungrateful.
Yeah.
I do think that the best shot here is to run the ball to keep them honest. If they can stop you from running the football, I think you in some deep shit. In some deep shit if you can't run the football, play action, and kind of force them out of those looks. I think something that's going to be a big advantage for us, Brian. And I don't even know how many people done talked about this today, but that's the good thing about doing all right. Is I think the Cowboys being at home is a major advantage.
Major advantage.
If they was on the road and they can't hear, and you got to diagnose what's in front of you,
right.
I think that's a disaster waiting to happen. But it's quiet. They got time to talk about it.
Right.
Hey man, him.
Identifying.
Just calling guys out.
Yeah.
He can call over and be like, hey, Terrence, watch him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think the Cowboys being at home is going to be a major advantage for him, and Dak is normally going to take it down to the last second of the clock and get them in the best play, assuming that he can identify it, right? But, boy, I think that's going to be some of the X factor in this thing. Communicating up front, talking, and even the offensive line talking a little bit more.
Right.
Passing those guys along, Brian. As far as run game goes.
Yeah. This is going to be weird.
Please.
This is going to be weird, and I'm going to say it in this way, Voch.
Sure.
Nobody has more run stuffs than these guys playing defense. They got a ton of run.
Something?
Yeah, 86. I think is what it. Yeah, I think there were 86 is what I counted.
A ton of them.
Actually, 83. 83 run stuffs. That's the first in the league for run stuffs. But they're also, and I'm checking my notes right here too, because I was like, okay, well, all these run stuff. What else is going on here? They're also in a situation where they allow first downs. Mm-hmm. They give up. I think it was they're in the top 5 when it came to giving up. Oh, excuse me, the second most. Mm-hmm. Second most allowed first downs rushing the ball. Yeah. So here they are on the run stuffs, but then you can run the ball and get first downs on them.
It's either a negative play or a 10-yard run.
I think that they get the run stuffs because of the way they play the front. Mm-hmm. I think it's the run stuffs because of the possibilities. This is a really, really big early down blitz team. Mm. Matter of fact, first and second down, they blitz more than anybody in the league. Sure. So all of a sudden, if you're playing a lot of first and second down blitz, are you
really run stuffing?
Are you really run stuffing?
Or is the extra guy?
Or the extra guy just effing things up? Yeah.
When I think about run stuffing, it's 4 guys.
You're thinking about
Quentin Williams
just beating somebody, right?
And that's a negative
play. Yeah.
Their run stuffs could be a free runner.
Linebacker.
Wilson got a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Eric Wilson. He'll run free.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic observation. That's why we do this.
See, but that's what I'm saying, though. And I think that's the thing is when you get a team.
Go ahead, man. We do this shit, Bryan Broaddus.
I'll tell you what, but you just sit down and watch it. You can learn a lot about these teams.
For sure, go ahead.
But the thing about it is, if you're blitzing a lot, and listen, I keep saying this, nobody blitzes more on first and second down than the Vikings. And so what's happening is teams might get into a situation where they don't identify the blitz. You get a disguise, and all of a sudden there's a blitz, and now you've got the free runner. And the Vikings do a great job of creating free runners. But there's also on the flip side of that, though, when they do get blocked up and then all of a sudden they don't have support on the edge or they don't have support on the outside, or excuse me, on the inside. That's when all of a sudden they might run themselves out of an opportunity to make a run stuff or to make a tackle. So Dallas has got to be able to, if going into this game, Voch, are you going to say, listen, first and second down, we know the Vikings are going to blitz. That's their MO. Yep. Okay, what type of plays can we have
Screen.
In the run game? In the run game, maybe not.
Yeah.
You don't want to get in a situation where all of a sudden it's 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13, 2nd and 12 all day long because you're doing the run with Williams and now they run blitz you and you don't figure that out.
This run game, I'm hoping that while they doing their little stuff, they get pitched inside.
Right.
It's a great time to pin and pull some people, Bryan Broaddus.
Yeah.
I think it's a great time to get to the outside.
Just kind of wad some guys up inside.
They're going to do all the slanting and bringing guys inside.
Right.
Because sometimes they'll pull guys from C gap to loop.
Right.
Perfect. Make them play discipline.
Right.
Get to the outside. As much as I want to fuss at Turpin, I ain't trying to throw him the ball downfield, but let Turpin get outside and run.
Sure.
I think that'll kind of benefit you a little
bit. Let me ask you this, though. If you're Brian Flores and you do all these things on first and second down, you're a big blitz-heavy team, you got run stuffing going on, that you're all those things like that. You saw what the Lions did. The Lions, heavy man cover. Now, the Vikings play a lot of zone, which is weird for a team that blitzes so much. You talked about it earlier, that they play a lot of zone coverage behind that. Does Brian Flores try and do something after watching last week the Lions go from very heavy man coverage stuff to going playing a lot more zone coverage against Dak?
Man, Brian.
And him being good against the blitz and being able to identify the blitz. And then you've got a blitz pickup guy in Williams as well.
Yeah. I think the Cowboys mentally can take advantage of whatever they want to take advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
What went wrong versus the Lions is that your tackles kept getting whooped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things that mentally they was blocking the right guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think Dak can diagnose any coverage, assuming that people ain't getting whooped in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully them dudes got a lot of rest on this 10-day window or whatever. But there's some guys in this group. You know what I'm saying? Grenard, Van Ginkel ain't.
They've got double digit pressure guys for most of their guys.
Keep going back to Jalen Redmond.
Oh no. He could be a dominant player. He came in out of Oklahoma, was with Carolina initially.
Yeah.
And just kind of was a guy that you're like going, huh? But then when you watch Vikings tape, defensive tape, you're like, who the hell is that 61?
With an ugly number.
Yeah.
just
throwing guys around,
And he would be the best sack guy on your team right now. If he was the Cowboys, he'd be the best sack guy. But Brian, to your point, if Flores comes out and decides to play a bunch of man, I think it'll benefit us.
Yeah.
I think it'll benefit us because Dak knows how to operate those things, right? And honestly, I think sometimes it's better when teams are just do what you're good at. Just do what you're good at. They're real good at zone blitz stuff.
Yeah.
So if they come out man blitzing, I think we know how to deal with
that. We had to deal with that, right.
We haven't seen a team that does heavy zone blitz stuff like that.
Right.
If I'm Flores, I'll run this out to see how you handle it.
Yeah, I just wondered if what the pressure that last week the tackles were struggling with. Yeah. If Flores makes it a point to attack Steele and Thomas in this game, much like
he'll definitely do that.
Yeah, he'll make it uncomfortable for them. He's going to make those tackles have to work, and he's going to make your back have to work on the play.
Also too, Brian, when you blitzing in man, it's hard to bracket coverage,
right?
Because everybody got a guy, because you're likely one-on-one because everybody blitzing or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But man, in them weird zone looks. Flores, I've seen him do it. I've seen Flores. It'll be like a match-looking look, so it look man on the outside,
right?
And then you can take somebody like what he'll do is he'll have an edge, and if you know Pickens running the slant or whatever,
right.
he'll just throw Van Ginkel out there to where
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Detroit did that with the linebacker last week. He had to buzz the flats.
I could see Flores doing it much better than Detroit does because Flores does it.
Right.
Vikings does it. They do it. So it might be it might be
It does it too. Yeah.
They does it. So it might be more difficult this week, Bryan, bro. I don't want people to think that we blowing smoke, man, trying to make this more difficult than what it is, man. This is a really good defense that plays in the North. And the North is full of great offenses.
Yeah.
And they don't let teams have their way with them.
No.
They don't let quarterbacks in particular, because when the Cowboys talk about winning, we're talking about winning through Dak. This ain't a team that let quarterbacks go crazy like that. You know what I mean? So it's the Vikings, and they ain't been winning, but they ain't been winning.
Yeah.
They can't score.
I think yesterday you made a really, really good point about the Vikings. It's when you look at their team, it's really about the offense.
Sure.
And it's really about the poor quarterback play. When the Vikings were humming along with Sam Darnold at quarterback, you saw a good defensive team. You saw a very good offensive team. You saw a team that was very, very well coached when it came to play callers, whether it's offensive coordinator or the defensive coordinator. The quarterback play is what's been holding this football team down. So to me, Voch, the biggest challenge, and we could talk about the Vikings offense and having to deal with Jefferson and Addison and those guys and having to deal with that. This Vikings defense will be the challenge this week. And it's going to come down to being able to identify and then be able to execute. And are you going to be able to handle if they go early pressure, if they bring early? What is your answer? Do you have a screen package? Do you have something that could be different? Do you set up some? You talked about handing the ball to Turpin. Maybe it's throw the ball, some of the screen stuff to the outside and challenge them. Get the ball out quick, block this thing up, and try and identify these things the best you can. Because like I said, I feel like this is the best team that they've played so far. That is the way that they run their defense, how coordinated it is with the blitz packages, the pressures, and the coverages.
Bryan, I just want to double back on these DBs for a second.
Yeah.
Do you agree basically with kind of what I was saying earlier?
About Rodgers.
Byron Murphy can't play. I think Rodgers gets picked on a bunch.
Yeah.
Even when they had Jeff Okudah out there earlier.
Yeah.
And he's hurt now, but he was kind of getting whooped up on as well, Bryan. But once again, I kind of saw teams going after Murphy like they went after McDuffie. Like, you kind of saw the same thing, Bryan?
Well, yeah, and they're very similar to what Detroit does in the way of playing not so much nickel.
Sure. Yeah, they all base.
All base. I mean, they will, whether it's Harrison Smith or Metellus, whoever it is, they will find ways to play coverage without getting into a nickel package. So you're not going to be able to, like, if you try and play with some pace against these guys,
right,
they're going to find a way. They're going to find a way to just keep their guys on the field and play it that way. Detroit did the same thing to you. I mean, when you start to talk about number of teams that just play just their straight base defense, Raiders, Lions, and now the Vikings. Those are the teams. I mean, you had great success against the Raiders doing it because their personnel is not as good. Lions, a little bit different. I think this personnel on defense for Minnesota, they might not have the names, but I think the way they execute it makes me just as nervous as what it was playing against the Lions.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a defensive back and forth, Bryan. I think it's going to be a struggle.
Yeah.
I don't think the Cowboys offense is going to get going to the second half.
Do you think the biggest issue is going to be identifying what they're showing you, or is it going to be just the actual execution against it?
I trust to
identify
it.
Yeah.
This may not be a big BB identify game.
Right.
But I do trust
Right.
Home game is so important, Bryan.
You've brought that up. I think that's an excellent point.
I'm going to say that all day. It got to be quiet for us to talk. If it's loud,
yeah,
it ain't nothing I could do.
Right.
If it's loud and I gotta hope Terrence
and you're carrying that thing all the way deep into the play clock.
All the way into the play clock.
Yeah.
If anything, Dak can walk up to Terrence. Just if it's loud road game, he may walk up to Terrence, but that may take seconds away from getting in the right play.
Right.
You may not have an audible to get into. Brian, if this was in Minnesota, I might pick the Vikings to beat us.
Yeah.
It's like that. If we in Minnesota, it's a road game. Your offense already weird on the road a little bit. Plus it's loud. Plus these weird looks you get. Man, I would love to see the Vikings win-loss record at home. I could probably look that up.
Yeah.
But, man, I think being at home is the biggest decision because we get to be quiet. Mm-hmm. Man, Javonte, you see?
Yeah.
Terrence, you
moving guys around, yeah.
Hey, they moved. Hey, look,
yeah.
They just changed the thing.
Yeah.
Nothing, that's fake.
Yeah.
That's fake. Don't believe them.
Yeah.
You can hear Dak talk guys through it sometimes.
Sure.
Hey, CD, come here.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the biggest part of the game, Brian.
You know, I like the adjustment that you talked about maybe initially of being willing to get into 12 personnel and trying to kind of balance them.
Protect this stuff up.
Well, balance them up too. Balance them up. Make sure, like, okay, if you're trying to like attack one side or the other,
yeah.
We'll just if you're gonna overload one side, we're just gonna run a play to the opposite way.
Right.
We're gonna So balance them up and try and give everybody give Dak like the best look and give the line the best look that they can. Give Williams the best look that they can.
Sure.
That if that's what if you get 12 personnel in, you put a tight end on both sides, it makes the defense have to balance because if all of a sudden they overload one side, we'll just take the ball, check the play, and run the ball to the other side where you've got them outnumbered.
Because if you got two tight ends, then they'll load to the offense's right.
Yeah.
To Jake's side.
Right.
I can make an argument that Brevin running over on this side is better.
I would definitely put it if you're the Vikings and you're thinking about what they're going to do, they're going to overload to the you can run the ball to Brevin's side and be just fine with that.
Yeah.
Be fine. But so the balance aspect of it, and I think to me though, showing Flores that, hey, we're going to protect this way, but if you have some success, keep after it. Now, we always wish for that on defense. Keep after it. We've proven that on film, and it always doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I think, though, if you do have some success this way with Shoddy, I think he'll stay in it. I think the best way to handle the Vikings, try and balance them up, see if you can run the football on them a little bit early there, and maybe get them out of some of that blitz stuff that they want to do, and then go from there. But if you sit there, if this turns into negative, if there's a lot of negative plays and it's Dallas in second and long, third and long the whole day, this is going to be a long day. Also, just the way that these guys play. Also,
too, Brian, I need this to be a big Shoddy motion day.
Yeah.
A big motion and shift day. Because sometimes Shoddy get lazy with his motions. You know
sure.
What I'm saying? Like we'll just, sometimes we'll do it less than normal. I think this is going to be the 1 week where, and it's quiet. I can't stress that enough. To where you get a lot of information from just guys moving around.
Right.
Like you remember, lately we'll have like a little motion. We'll see something that run play. Remember in camp though, Brian, we was doing big shifts.
Yeah.
Then two guys will move to put Lipke out there too, and they'll shift from
three guys move at once. Yeah.
Because with Lipke it goes from 21 personnel to 12.
Right.
So they got to play that different.
Right.
Because he go from running back to tight end or whatever, right? And just make those dudes dedicate themselves to the coverage.
Well, at least show you what they're going to try and do.
The coverage.
See, because we know we're probably going to get some type of zone coverage behind it. So what happened? The motion might not show you, but maybe you could get okay, they're going to we're getting zone.
Sure.
We're getting a zone coverage here, and now you got to find your zone beaters off that.
Man, Brian, you really challenged me on an intellectual level. On this football stuff, man. Sometimes I could just show up and just, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, man. But this team really brought it out of me. And
this is one of the most unique defenses they've played all year.
Very unique.
And and we could talk about what Philadelphia did with Vic Fangio and stuff like that, and how they play.
But I think Philadelphia's just good.
Philadelphia's good.
These dudes schematically
are on it.
Teflon.
Are on it. Yeah, they're on it for sure.
Man, we appreciate y'all for tapping in with us on this Thursday. Now listen, I want y'all to follow instructions, okay? I need y'all to follow instructions. You could either put your Q&As, because we just tomorrow Friday, right?
It is.
You could either put your questions in this comment section. I'll make a tweet. You can put your questions in that comment section. I'll make a post on my YouTube page. You can put questions in that comment section. Don't tweet Brian.
Don't tweet me.
I'm getting
hacked.
Brian's selling insurance right now. You know what I'm saying?
Is that what's going on?
I don't know what's happening.
Or big trucks? Which am I doing today?
You haven't DM'd me personally.
Yeah.
I just see you showing off your big new truck.
There's a struggle. There's a lot of struggling
Brian ain't
going on.
got a big new truck, y'all.
I ain't got a big new truck yet.
Don't believe Brian. But drop your questions where I put out the post to ask them, or in this comment section here.
Yeah.
We'll get them. We'll come in tomorrow and pull the best ones. We appreciate y'all having these well thought out questions. You could even put philosophical draft questions in there. Would you do XYZ, XYZ? Don't say names. It's still early for us. Cowboys still winning, okay? But to find all of our work, audio, Spotify going crazy over there, Brian.
Yeah.
The merch store, if you want to get one of them little tumblers up there, hoodies, beanies, we got cold weather stuff, crownglobalmedia.com. That's where everything is. That's BRYN. That's what. All right, that's Bryan Broaddus over there. You can follow him on somebody's social media. And I'm VOCHL with BARD.
Follow his social media, not mine. Yeah.
And follow Crown Global on all of their socials. We'll catch y'all tomorrow and see y'all next time. Crown.